guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So, today we're going to talk about Ace of Diamond Act 2 episode 28, I believe. If I have it wrong, then I'll just put it here. Anywho, this episode was super duper duper interesting, and I think we've officially made it to where I stopped reading the manga because I don't remember any of this. So I'm like, okay, this is all like new stuff, so I'm pretty sure this is where I left off when I was reading the manga, which was like so long ago. Anyway, it was just really interesting to see everything without knowing anything, if that makes any sense. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about Furuya, because once again he is the main focus in this episode. And as I was saying in my last video for last week's episode, he's still struggling quite a bit and he still doesn't really know how to overcome his struggle. And seeing this episode, you can tell it's just not easy for Furuya to get over this. Like, he wants to get over it as fast as he can so he can go back up there on the mound and be back to his normal self. But that's not the case, and you can't rush things, which is one of the things that I feel like Furuya doesn't really understand. He just kind of wants to go at it full force. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know how else to explain it. He's just trying to push himself, even though we all know this is not the right way to go about this whole situation. I have to say though, it was so frustrating to see him struggle and seeing that nobody was doing anything. I'm like, why can't you guys help the poor boy? Like, I get it. I understand. You guys want to trust him. But also, like, I don't know, give him some direction. Give him, like, the right push. Like, where is Furuya's, like, version of a Chris senpai? That's kind of, like, the way that I'm looking at it. Because I personally feel like the reason why most of the time someone was able to get over a lot of his struggles and was able to, you know, move forward and continue growing and growing is because thanks to Chris senpai. Chris has been a major part of Samura's basically first year, and he was the one that helped him through his yips and like other stuff. Like, if he wasn't right mentally, guess who was there to help him and like guide him a little bit, give him some advice? Chris was there. But with Furuya, nobody is giving him advice or like just, I don't know, like sit down and talk with him and be like, hey, what's going on? How can we help you? Is there any way that we can help you? Or like, I don't know, just figure out where Furuya is mentally, because I feel like nobody has really truly stopped and like talked to Furuya. Everyone's just like, eh, he'll be right, he'll be okay. There's nothing to worry about. And now that I mentioned that, Kuramochi, at the very start of this episode, he tells Miyuki like, hey, are you sure you should be leaving Furuya like this? Shouldn't you be doing like, I know he didn't say this exactly, but it almost felt like Kuramochi was being, you know, saying, hey, don't you think you should go and talk to Furuya? Like, give him a little bit of time of day so you can figure shit out with him? That's kind of like the vibe that I got. Like, he was telling him, you know, especially because Kuramochi is super duper observant and he can see things that I feel like not everyone else can see. Am I making any sense? Anyway, so that's why he mentions this to Miyuki. He's like, hey, are you sure you should be leaving him like this? Like, I'm kind of worried. And summer is right around the corner. Is he gonna be ready? Because at this point, he's not gonna be ready if we sit around and do nothing. And Miyuki's response was, nah, he's not that weak. He'll be fine. Miyuki, I love you, but please do something. Help the boy out. Furuya is definitely suffering. Oh my gosh. And then towards the end of this episode, oh my gosh, like seeing everybody freak out over Furuya and me not knowing like what the hell happened, because all of a sudden we see Furuya like he's pitching okay, and then all of a sudden I don't know what happened, like his pitch completely like flew out And they were like, hey, what was that? What happened? And then they see Furuya looking kind of weird. And seeing Furuya like that, I'm like, oh no. And then seeing that he was thinking about how he pitched back at Koshin, and he was thinking about Hongo, and it's just, oh man. On top of that, hearing Furuya saying, you know, I need to get there, like how do I get there, like there's no time to waste, and like I felt like Furuya's mind was like rushing and like thinking about a million things and not really processing and thinking and slowing down a bit. And it's just like I was saying at the beginning of my video, he's kind of like just forcing it, and like he's just rushing it, and that's not the way to go about it. Like this whole situation got so bad to the point where our boy Furuya had to go to see a doctor because I think they were saying that his back was hurting a little bit, and then the doctor was like, he seems to be okay, like it looks like it might be like, I can't remember, I think it was like a sprain or something like that. But the doctor tells Furuya and the coaches, and they're like, hey, this boy, this could have been a lot worse. If he keeps going at the rate that he is, he's gonna fuck up his shoulder. And I think hearing that, that's when everyone was like, oh shit. Like oh shit. And even me, I was just like, oh shit. Like, what other words can I use to describe that other than oh shit? But overall, even the doctor could tell that Furuya was thinking that he could just get over this real quick and he'll be back to normal. And the doctor was like, no, that's not how things work. And he had to tell the coaches too, and Furuya, like, hey, slow down. Basically the main reason why this probably happened is because your form is crap. You did something and you're causing strain and your body is giving you a warning. And he even tells the coaches, like, consider this a warning from his body. And oh man, like things are getting a little bit serious here. So I'm hoping that this whole situation right now with Furuya like gets everybody to, like, I don't know, try to figure shit out with Furuya or help him overcome this in a way, because Furuya's trying. He doesn't know what to do. He's lost. He needs a little bit of guidance, and that's really all he needs at the moment. Which, by the way, Zono, oh my gosh, at the end of this episode, I really enjoyed that he talked to Furuya a little bit, like gave him some encouraging words. And I feel like Zono's words hit the most with Miyuki. Like, you can see Miyuki's reaction to hearing Zono talk about it, and it's just like, Miyuki's got some thinking to do, and he's just like, you can tell Miyuki's like thinking like, shit, like, did I do the wrong thing? And then we go into like, what is Miyuki thinking? And he's just like, I just truly wanted to believe in him and trust in him that he could do this on his own and overcome it on his own. And it's just like, Miyuki, my sweet boy, that's sweet of you, but Furuya is also human, and I feel like right now Furuya thinks that he can do it on his own, and everyone else wants to believe that he can overcome this on his own, but sometimes you just need a little bit of push, a little bit of guidance in the right direction, and that's what I believe Furuya needs the most right now. But as I said before, I'm just really excited overall to see like how he's gonna overcome it, because right now he's just trying to figure things out on his own, which clearly isn't working, as I said before. So we'll see how the team and everyone else is gonna do moving on forward with Furuya. Like, are they gonna help him? Are they gonna guide him? Like, what's the game plan next? Like, I want to know, like, to see what's gonna happen next with Furuya. What are the steps they need to take in order for them to have Furuya back at his best? While Furuya is like stuck in his little rut and he's just there, Samura is just moving on ahead little by little. And oh man, I really do like that scene though, where they're both like together and then Samura just passes by Furuya. Like, I thought that was such a cool shot right there. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much everything I really wanted to talk about regarding this week's episode. Like I said, this episode was another one that was focused on Furuya and how he's doing right now. It looks like next week's episode might be a recap just based on the preview. That's the vibe that I was getting from. I could be totally wrong, but if it is a recap episode, obviously I'm not gonna cover that on my channel, so yeah. But if it's not a recap, then I will see you guys next week for next week's episode for a review. But yeah, like I said, if it's a recap, then I'm not doing a video. Anyways, I think I rambled on too long. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on, as always, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!